guys. We need to have a talk about Lil Wayne. I did an album review for The Fix Before the Six, the album that Lil Wayne put out last year. That was before the Carter Six. And then the Carter Six came out, and then I listened to it. And then I listened to it again. I talked to some friends, some people that I, trust their music opinions on. Listened to a few podcasters that talked about it, watched a couple of YouTube videos, and then I listened to it again. And now I'm conflicted because on this channel, I don't review albums that I don't like. And I don't want to be the person that gets on YouTube and just trashes Lil Wayne. Like, there's millions of videos on YouTube doing that. You can find, just type in Carter 6. Everything that comes up is just, this album's trash, Lil Wayne's washed, Lil Wayne sucks, whatever. I don't have it in me to not disrespect, but to pile on to a legend. I don't know if that's a cop-out or not, but I will say, not to really speak on the music, I will say that I did feel like this was a disappointing moment for Wayne, considering what happened last year with, in my opinion, The Fix Before the Six was a good album. And I would argue that the last 3 years, Lil Wayne has put out good to great features. Lil Wayne hasn't had a bad feature verse in about 3 years. If you've been paying attention, then you know this. Wayne has proven that he can still rap at a high level. So you have his feature run, you have his Fix Before the Six album, and then we have the Super Bowl announcement where he felt like he was snubbed by the NFL by not getting the halftime performance in New Orleans, and they gave it to Kendrick Lamar. Rightfully so. Kendrick deserved that. He earned it. It should have been Kendrick. But this was an opportunity for Lil Wayne to come out and show that he can still do this. He's still that guy, and he should be respected as an all-time rapper, and he's still him. That was his opportunity to do that with this album, and he just did not live up to that moment, and it just turned into Lil Wayne sucks. Like, there's a lot of people that do not understand Lil Wayne's history, his past, his contributions to rap, everything. He's been doing it so long that the rappers that he has influenced, people feel like he's copying them because he did those things so long ago that the young kids don't even remember it. Young kids think that the way that rappers like Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi dress are new. Lil Wayne dressed like that in like 2006. The face tattoos, the locks, the rockstar lifestyle. Lil Wayne was doing that 20 years ago. So, yeah, we're not going to sit here and kind of, shit on the legacy of Lil Wayne. And let's be honest, putting out 6 of anything is hard. Like Die Hard stopped at 5. Think of all the scary movie franchises like Freddy, Jason, Chucky. I'm pretty sure they all have made more than 6 movies. I'm pretty sure they've all gotten worse for the most part. And that's the problem with making sequels to albums. When you kind of hold them to a certain number, like maybe 3 max, it gives it a level of importance and rarity. Like, I feel like with every sequel, it can get watered down. Like, imagine if they made 6 Godfathers. Like, The Godfather 6. Do you think that movie would be good? There's only a handful of movies that made over, that had 3 or plus more sequels and that were good. Like Star Wars Episode 6. Like, obviously that didn't come out. That wasn't the 6th movie released. But if you go in chronological order, Episode 6 is still pretty good. Avengers Secret War. That's going to be the 6th Avengers movie. I have high hopes for it. I think it'll still be good. Fast and Furious 6, one of the all-time great action movies. And that's the 6th one. And it's hard to keep making movies better. And it's hard to keep making music that gets better after a certain amount of numbers. Like, think of how we felt watching the end of, like, Toy Story 3 or Shrek 3. Now they're on 5. Is it necessary? Do we need that? Is it possible to make those movies? Is it possible to stay at the same level? Like Rocky movies, the Harry Potter movies, the Mission Impossible movies. It's hard to stay at that high level. It's hard to even stay average. You think about some of the great sequels in rap, like Food and Liquor, the Marshall Mathers LP. Lupe Fiasco and Eminem only did 2 of those each. You think Lupe can make another Food and Liquor that's comparable to the first 2, or Eminem could do that? You think Nicki Minaj can make a Pink Friday 3 that sounds good? We heard what Jay-Z did with the Blueprint 3. That album is just nothing but singles. It doesn't sound good compared to the first one. And don't get me started on the second one. That is terrible. And side note, if Jay-Z continued to name all of his albums the Blueprint after the Blueprint 2, by the time he got to the Blueprint 3, that would have been the Blueprint 6. Look it up. But, Run the Jewels went up to 4. Nas, King's Disease and Magic, he went up to 3. It's just hard, and things get watered down the more time goes by and the more sequels you try to make. Everything can't be Fast and Furious 6. It's just not possible. But what I will do is, if you're unsure of Lil Wayne's legacy, just go back and listen to the albums that he put out. Don't just listen to the Carters. Listen to The Block Is Hot. Listen to 400 Degrees. Listen to Lights Out. But before we end this video, I'm going to rank the Carters from worst to best. I want you to let me know in the comments if you think this is right, and let me know how you would rank the Carters. So coming in at number 6, feel like it's pretty obvious, but the Carter 6 is, there's just no redeeming qualities about it. Coming in at number 5, the Carter 5. Pretty much say the same thing about the Carter 5 as you did the Carter 6. Coming in at number 4, surprise, surprise, the Carter 4, which is actually not a bad album. It's actually pretty solid if you go back and listen to it. Coming in at number 3, another surprise, the Carter 3. Do you guys see a pattern? The more sequels Lil Wayne made, the worse the product got. I'm not saying the Carter 3 is a bad album. I like the Carter 3. Some people say it's overrated. I think it's properly rated for what it was and what it did and the impact that it had at that moment. Like, if you weren't around when the Carter 3 came out, you really missed a pivotal moment in rap history. Coming in at number 2, this is a surprise, but the Carter 1. The Carter 1 is the second best Carter. And I will give Lil Wayne credit. I always used to think that Lil Wayne said that he was the best rapper alive on the Carter 2. But he actually said he was the best rapper alive on the Carter 1. Do you know how hard it is to say that and then go out and prove it on your next, few years as a rapper? Like, that's the thing that, and I'm going to sound hella old by doing this, but there's a lot of younger rappers that come out and just say stuff like they just say, I'm the best rapper, I'm the hottest rapper, I'm all these things, and they never prove it. They never have to stand by it. They can just, it's almost like if you tweet something insensitive. If you just wait a few weeks, if you just wait a week, something else will happen and everybody will forget about it. If you get into some trouble, if you wait a week, something else will happen and people will forget about it. And that's kind of what happens with rappers nowadays, where they can say whatever they want and nothing happens, because if in a few days, people will forget that you rapped that. And for me, coming in at number 1, the best Carter of all time, obviously undebatable, the Carter 2. You can argue about it in the comments, but you're wrong. Appreciate it. Drop a like, subscribe. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.